Hey everyone, it's Celeste and welcome to my booktube channel. This is the start of a new vlog. The vlogs I've been filming this summer have been geared around my bingo card, but I got the email this week, which means that I have a specific start date back to work. So my summer is almost over. So this vlog is a reading vlog, of course, because that's what I do here, but also it is a vlog of the end of my summer. So today, yes, in fact, the last 2 days I have been in a training. So doing work stuff, but it wasn't as strenuous, but it was a training for one of the tasks that I'll be doing this upcoming school year. Oh, for those of you who are new here, I'm a teacher. I teach high school English to 9th graders. And I work in a large school that is very diverse. So there you go. But yeah, so I thought I would film this vlog to span the last of my summer. Just, you know, I think in the past I've also filmed a vlog that is like me getting ready for the school year, so I may do that one too, but that would be a little bit later, going into like the beginning of August. But yeah, this is what we're doing here today. As far as my reading goes, because of course that's what we do here. I'm reading several things for my audiobook when I'm in the car. I'm listening to 1,000 Recipes for Revenge by Beth Cato, which is from Kindle Unlimited. It's one of the Kindle Unlimited books that has Audible audio attached to it. So I've been listening to that in the car. And as I'm starting this vlog, I'm already about 60% done with it. So I will finish it this week. I feel very confident about that. And so that's one thing that I'm reading. Another thing that I'm also reading is, and this is just the jacket because I denuded the books. I'm reading The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I'm also about 60% done with this. And I will finish this book sooner than later, because let me tell you, I'm plowing through it. Like, I sit down and I'll just read a few pages, and then I've read like 50 pages. So for me, that's a lot. I'm also reading, let me grab it. Ooh. I'm also reading this true crime book. I've been reading it very slowly because I got to the murders, because, you know, it's true crime, so this one involves murder. And they were pretty gruesome, and they involved like children. And so I kind of I didn't put it in the freezer, but I put it to the side and was like, hey, I need to not read this before bed, and I need to read this when I'm collected and ready and I can handle it. But I'm still reading it. I'm only about 20% through this, so I might, when I finish those other ones that I'm more into, I might focus on this one to try to get it read. I'm also reading something on my Kindle, but I haven't been talking about it on my vlogs, but I've been reading that since like March. I'm one of those people that sometimes I will linger in a book for a long time, and it's okay, because it's like I've trained my brain to like hang on to it. So it's like, even though I've been reading it forever, I still remember what's going on in it. Like, it's like in a filing cabinet in my brain, and I just open the filing cabinet and access all the stuff about that book. So yeah, those are the things that I'm currently reading, I believe. And if I start something new, I'll talk about it. But I just wanted to open up this vlog, and yeah, so you guys will see like me enjoying the last drops of summer that I have. So Hey, so I'm here to film a clip, an update. I finished listening to 1,000 Recipes for Revenge by Beth Cato. I think I talked about it a little bit, but now that I'm done, I can give some final thoughts on it. It is historical fantasy, and I think it's a duology or a trilogy. I'm not sure. There's a second book. There's a second book already. I don't know what the name of it is off the top of my head. But anyway, it is set in a fictional setting. I think it's sort of like the it would be like the late 1700s, because you have like their guards, they call them like musketeers. So I guess think of like Three Musketeers style setting. They got carriages and they're riding horses and they got torches and the women are wearing these big dresses. So I think you guys get that. The world building. I really enjoyed the world building. It is in where they're at. They worship 5 gods. And so like sort of like Greek mythology, the 5 gods have different areas of life that they are concentrated on. So in it, they sort of talk about the different ones, but you don't get a real I don't think you get a super really clear overview of all the 5 gods, but there's 2 main ones that get talked about a lot. And that's because of the main characters. So you've got dual perspectives. You've got an older woman named Ada. Some of the chapters are from her. She is struggling. She's struggling. She has powers, and she was in the military, and she's a deserter, and so she's having to like deal with the consequences of that. The other chapters are from a like princess, and her name is Solon, and she is like throughout the book she's dealing with this situation where she's being sent off in like a political alliance marriage. And so you kind of bounce back between these 2 characters. There is this is fantasy, so there is a magic system. So the magic system is fascinating. That's another. So I really like the world building, and I really like the magic system. So the magic system deals with chefs. So chefs are people who have like this magic ability within their tongues, like their taste, and they can use magical ingredients to create magically imbued foods. And the magical ingredients come from magical creatures. And so it's like people go out and hunt these magical creatures, and then they bring back whatever it is, and the chefs know how to cook it in such a way that you can get whatever it is you need. But if you partake in certain things, it can like have an impact on your health or whatever, your mind or whatever, depending on what's going on with that. So throughout the book, there's like this sort of mystery of like, and there's like political stuff, which y'all, I generally am not a fan of fantasy books that have like high politics stuff. I mean, I can get into it, but I don't really seek that out. Like, that's not my favorite part of like fantasy things. And so that was sort of a driving force in the plot. But I was kind of jiving with it, whatever. There was sort of a mystery to solve. But when you get in the last like 25%, maybe 20% of the book, I just felt like the pacing just went zoom. It was like the author hit the gas pedal on the writing, on the pacing, and just pedal to the metal all the way to the end. There were some interesting twists. And I was like, okay, this twist is good. But that pacing at the end, it was a lot. And I don't even, sitting here having finished it, and it's been a couple of hours since I finished it. I finished it earlier this afternoon. I don't know that I understand what happened in it. So I'm just like, okay, cool, whatevs. Will I read the second book? Maybe. I think it's on Kindle Unlimited. So this book was from Kindle Unlimited, by the way. But this author has other books, so I might just try one of her other books. I don't know. I mean, not like right this minute, but anyway. Okay, so that I finished that book. So I was able to cover, because it's 1,000 recipes for revenge. So it had a number in the title. So I was able to cover the square on my bingo card for a book with a number in the title. So I did that. I'm also still reading The Last Word. I'm in the last 30% of it. I guessed a twist, but I'm not mad at it. Like I kind of dig it. Like, even though I guessed it, and then it was confirmed, I'm still like, okay, I still want to know. Because that twist complicates things. And so I want to know, like, how much more intricate that whole situation is. And so I'm gonna continue, like, I'm in the last, so like, I guess like less than 100 pages. So hopefully I will get that finished sooner than later. I've been kind of lazy and I've been reading, but like not like concentrating like I should. On the true crime book, which is Alice and Gerald, I am about 1/3 of the way through it. So I did get some good, like a good reading chunk in the last like couple of days. It's kind of, the style is pretty straightforward, so it's not hard to read, but some of the content is hard to read because, you know, we're talking murder, and it's just, I can read it, and then I'm like, I need to, like, step back, make sure that I can come to it, and I'm feeling good about that. Anyway, so that's where I am on the reading. Today, like, it's Saturday night, so tomorrow we're gonna go visit family and do some things around the house, but generally kind of be peaceful and quiet, like not do too much. I'm really excited at the moment because it has been so hot, H-O-T, hot. Like, I looked this up. So where I live, our high, like this time of year, like right here where we are, is usually about 93. And our highs have been instead 99. And where I live, it's really humid. Oh, by the way, for my non-American friends, I'm speaking in Fahrenheit because I'm sorry, like that's hot. And so it's been 99 and it's humid where I live. So add that into it, and the heat index, which is like, feels like, the heat index, it's been like 107, 108, 109. So when you step outside, it's like walking into a blast furnace, and like, I am so terrified that my AC is going to go out because it is struggle bussin' to keep the house from just being so hot. So I'm excited because I can see it out the window. There's lightning. Now I am a little like, because I wish that the rain had rolled through when the sun was out and I could get like some cloudy during, you know, some of them clouds kind of help me out with the sun, but I'm not mad at it because it's less than 80 degrees outside. Blessings. Like, I want fall. Like, I lit a fall candle the other day because I was trying to manifest some fall because I am tired of just being I'm tired of it. So anyway, it's a long clip, but I wanted to talk about that book. I had thoughts, and yeah, so I will check in with you guys pretty soon. update. I finished The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I don't have it handy. I left it in the bedroom and my husband has gone to sleep, so I'm not going to go in there and grab it. But I don't know how much of a synopsis I gave for it, but it is a thriller by Taylor Adams, who wrote No Exit. I think is the more popular one from him. It is about a woman who leaves a 1-star review and then suspects that someone is stalking her and trying to cause her harm. What I will say is that there's so much more to the book than that. I will also say that the dog is okay. I know some people are really, anxious about animal harm in books, and I am, but it's not a deal breaker for me because, I mean, it's sad, but it happens, but I know that that's like a thing, and there is a dog, like, beginning of the book, there's a dog. The dog is fine. So, just, there's that. I gave it 4 stars because it had multiple perspectives, because it's like this writer trying to kill this person. There were like sections that were like the writer's point of view, and I thought that was really funny in a lot of cases, because it's third person, so it's not it's not her first person perspective, it's third person, but it's limited to her, so third person limited. And so like you would read like the standard font and it would be talking about like what's going on with her and what does she hear or see or whatever, how's she feeling, and then you would get to a section that was in like a different font, like a more like a Courier New type font, like a typewriter, and it would be the writer, the scary writer murderer person, who is describing the same thing, but with a very skewed sense of it. And it made me laugh out loud several times, because it became very clear that this guy was like a douche. Like, I don't really know what other way to describe it, but like kind of douchery. And so I laughed out loud, and because of that, I marked it on my bingo card. I wasn't planning to, but because I felt that way about sections of it, I did put it for the book, like on the book bitch bingo square that I had on my card, for makes you laugh or cry. I kind of was leaning more towards laugh than cry, in the sense that I don't get boo-hooey over the books very often. But anyway, so I did mark it for that square, but it was good. I know, like, when I looked at the reviews online, it was like really good reviews and really not so good reviews. So I really think that it varies by reader. So if you pick it up and you're like, this book is terrible, I think it depends on the reader a little bit. But I felt like Taylor Adams wasn't taking himself too seriously in it, and I kind of like that sometimes in a book where the author is like, yeah, there's some absurdity. I did guess a couple of the twists, but and a lot of times with a thriller, if I guess a twist, then I usually drop it a star rating or whatever. But this time I wasn't upset by that. I just felt like, yeah, I picked up on the clues or whatever, like it's all good. But I'm being very vague about it because I don't want to like spoil it for anyone that wants to read it. Because I liked it. I enjoyed it. I will also say that the main character is not stupid. Like, my husband has read some thrillers. He's more of a thriller reader than I am. And he was complaining not too long ago about a popular author whose main characters happened to be female. This was a man writing women, and they were stupid, or they had some like major problem, but they kept doing stupid things, making stupid decisions, and he was really frustrated with that. And I could say this main character, she's not stupid. Like, she's probably thinking some of the things that, like, as a woman, we're kind of taught to think. Like, for example, and this comes from like me as a teacher as well as a woman, but there's this idea of like attack, hide, repeat. That comes up. And so like that's one of the things that we're kind of trained from a young age, I guess, which is sad, but that's the world we live in, so I guess. But anyway, so I finished that one. So I have finished the Kindle book that I was reading, and I have finished that book. So the only other book that I have left that I started the vlog with is Alice and Gerald, or Gerald and Alice, which is the true crime book that I'm reading. I haven't actually picked it up because I started reading Love on the Brain. Because, hear me out. So what happens is I'll read something that is intense. There's harm, there's murder, there's thriller aspects, and then I feel like I need like a cleanse or like a swerve into something else. And so I grabbed Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood, and I was just gonna read the first sitting of a book. I try to read, I look at how many pages it has, and I try to aim for whatever would be 10%. Like I always try to read the first 10%, because I feel like sometimes if I don't read the first 10 or 20%, then I will like maybe put it down and not pick it back up. That's just me as a reader, like me knowing myself. And so like I had every intention of reading just 10% of Love on the Brain yesterday afternoon, and I ended up reading like the first 130 pages, which was closer to like almost 40%. And so needless to say, like, I feel like that tells you what you need to know is like, I was really feeling it. If you've read The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, it does feel cookie cutter. Like she found a pattern and she was sticking to it. I don't really get mad at authors for that though, because I do like this female love interest more. And I think that the male love interest is similar to the guy in The Love Hypothesis, but not to a point that I'm not into it, not kind of disgusted. In fact, the farther I'm getting into it, the more like distance I'm seeing between this set of love interests and the ones from The Love Hypothesis. So I wonder if maybe Ali Hazelwood was just trying to like as she was writing more pages, like more words, going more pages or accumulating, they really start to become like very different and very separate and very specific. But anyway, so that's what's up with that. Today, during the day, I visited with a friend and I just, kind of did some things. So tonight I was actually, I paused, watching some YouTube videos and playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. I will do some more reading before I go to bed, but probably from the Love on the Brain, because what I find with like true crime is that sometimes, especially when there's like sections that are kind of heavy, I need to like not read it at night, because then it kind of impacts me in some kind of way. So anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. Just wanted to check in with you guys. And I will come back with another update soon. Today is Friday, the 28th, and I start back to work Monday. So my summer is essentially over. So let me talk about why I didn't get things read and I look crazy today, but oh well. My plans for things did not go according to what I thought they would be. We had a plumbing issue in our house and had to spend time cleaning up where the hot water heater crapped out. So there was like water that had to be cleaned up, and then we had to drain the water heater and get it removed, and then, prep the area and get a new one. And then yesterday, after we got the water heater situation fixed, we I had to go, I didn't have to, but they had open building and I was able to go and move some of my stuff from where it was just piled up in our house to my classroom. During the summer, I remove everything because a lot of times they use the buildings for testing or they do maintenance work or whatever, and I guess I have trust issues because I don't leave any of my stuff laying around. Even if it is boxed up, I don't really trust that someone's not gonna move it or open it or whatever. So I just take everything and pile it in the house. And so that was sweaty because it's so freaking hot. I've complained, I think, in every vlog about how hot it's been. And you can go online and look. It's hot. We have a high pressure it's been sitting over us pretty much the whole summer. And it's good in the sense that it keeps the hurricanes from coming towards us, but it is hot and we're not getting a lot of moisture. So I'm a little concerned that we're going to enter a drought and then have like water, restrictions and things, burn restrictions and things, but we'll see. But anyway, not an exciting vlog, not all the things that I had kind of hoped it would be. I thought I would get more reading done this week, but you know, life happens. That's what happens when you are a grown-up and an adulting and you have a house to deal with. But I am happy to say that we have hot water. And we saved a lot of money because we were able to do a lot of the work ourselves. Like we had an estimate and it was like, you know, and so we were able to save some money too. So that's good. So I'm not like upset about any of that, but I haven't been reading. So where am I at in my reading? I am still pretty much where I was with, let me see, let me pull it up. Alice and Gerald, this is one of the books that I started the vlog with. I haven't really made progress with it. I might actually read some this weekend, but I'm still only about a third of the way through it. And I had finished 1,000 Recipes for Revenge, and what else was I reading? The other thing that I was reading, I don't even remember what I was reading at the beginning of this vlog. I am listening to White Horse and also reading along in my physical copy, and I'm about a third of the way through that. And then I'm 2/3 of the way, and I don't have the cover on it, with Love on the Brain. And I think this one is, like, for me, is like a compulsive read. So if I pick it up and start reading, I'll read a good chunk. I'm most of the way done with this. So anyway, I'm going to end the vlog here. And I'll talk about these books another time, but thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!